Hey everyone, so this was posted on the artificial intelligence subreddit about 4 days ago, and it's actually been deleted since then, but luckily the thread still exists and the comments still exist, and I thought we could look at it. And the question today we're looking at is how to choose a career in the age of AI. I just want to see what people are saying. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this and how you would choose a career in the age of AI. What are you doing? So, considering a job in the mortuary industry, people won't stop dying anytime soon. This is probably true, although I did see that we're going to start living to 150 or something. Someone said that. Let's see. AI will double the health expectancy, life expectancy, I should say. Life expectancy. Oh, so it was an anthropic model. So this is Dario. Believes AI could double human lifespan in 5 years. I don't know about this. 5 years? That's crazy. But anyway, maybe that's a video. That's something for another video. They're researching life extension, cancer vaccines. It's coming for everyone. They will make sure we're alive, poor, and in pain. That to be dollars. Yeah, I mean the key thing is that you've got just enough money to spend money on the company so the companies can grow. Uh, so they're working on automating the dying too. Uh, they didn't actually elaborate on this. Should we go on to the next comment? Have you tried being a billionaire tech oligarch? Corruption never runs dry. How could you become a tech oligarch? Give me some ideas below on how to become a billionaire. Um, if this is your prevailing sentiment, so we can't see their sentiment because they've deleted their post, but I'm guessing it's going to be along the lines of, I don't know what to do, AI scary, AI going to take all our jobs. And maybe eventually it will, but this is just me guessing. I don't know what the post actually said, so we're going to have to sort of, yeah. So if this is your prevailing sentiment and the conclusion you expect, then all intellectual work will be at risk, and you have no true pivot. What's the point of doing X job if your whole neighborhood is full of unemployed, angry people? Do what you want and hope it pans out. Yeah. I actually think, like, I do find all of this stuff really interesting, but I think you have to, like, this sounds like really boring, but you just have to take it day by day. Sort of try and get the vibe of what's going on. I do think if I was, like, younger, like a teen, I'd probably be a bit worried about going into coding. I'd probably go more into robotics, potentially. Well, my degree is in electrical engineering anyway. But yeah, I don't know if I would go into pure software, to be honest. But I don't know. I might be completely wrong. Not all jobs will be impacted by AI at the same time. This is true. There will naturally be some jobs that are more resistant to automation. Um, I wasn't laying out my beliefs on the trajectory of AI as much as I was giving the reality of their beliefs, her beliefs, if they were to come to fruition. So I'm pivoting to education, but like completely upgrading it from the ground up. Like current schooling system will be taught in history class. I don't really know what they mean. Are they upgrading it? With AI, these types of areas are like gold mines of potential. We have 11 kids who were not doing well. They are top students now. Forget grades, forget ages. It's about setting up material and using AI to individually help the kids whilst you work as a mentor. This is true. Wasn't there a thing? Oh, I can't remember the article. Um, I think it was India. India kids' grades improve from AI. But as I'm typing it, I'm thinking, like, did they actually get better? Or I don't remember the article. And as I type out now, I'm just thinking, like, okay, well, maybe they're just using AI to put in their homework, which is why they're getting better grades. But I don't think that's what it was. I do think it was actually using AI. You know, if you're talking about a specific topic, you can actually talk with an LLM and learn about it, assuming that everything on there is correct, of course, which is a different problem. Um, it can make education great, I think. Everybody becomes a teacher to teach others to teach how to teach people. It's a pyramid scheme. Yeah, it sort of is. It's like when you have mentoring structures in companies. I mean, I think they're useful, but sometimes it feels like a pyramid scheme. I guess it sort of is, but it doesn't necessarily. I feel like that has a negative connotation. It doesn't have to be. I got distracted as well. I was thinking about something. So, not even AI researchers agree on how capable these systems will be in 1 year. There is no correct choice. This is true. Just do what you enjoy, what is easiest, or would cause the most potential growth, best experiences. Yeah. I think it is really difficult. I think when you live in places where there's obvious issues, you can get involved. But when you live sort of just online, remote or whatever, it's easy to, and you're just like terminally online, it's easy to think that everything is like awful and that every job is going to get taken. But that's not really the reality. Read everything, focus on creativity. The arts seem to be what AI is really getting good at fast. Well, I think it's because there's so many digital examples. Anything where there's plenty of data, AI is going to get good at. Anything where there's not much data, AI is not going to be very good at. The arts is not the same as creativity. A person can be creative in any field. This is true. Focus on creativity. Can they not be creative? I feel like they can at least perceive to be creative, you know? Because, yeah, I don't know. Fundamentally, I think I always come back to the fact that, like, LLMs or, AI, they're just tools. So use the tools to create more. There's plenty of things to create. Just use your AI tools to create things, and I think it's great. There's going to be, I always say there isn't some people, there's a singularity subreddit. There isn't going to be a singularity, in my opinion. There's going to be millions of singularities, which obviously then doesn't become a singularity, unless obviously the singularity could just be referring to the notion that we're going to have AGI. But yeah, I'm not too worried about one specific AI taking over. There's just going to be lots of tools which are really good, and you can imagine actually like a graphical user. You can just imagine like being able to switch between all of your different models, and some models will be good at things, and some models will be better at other things, and etc. I get it. Watching AI explode while feeling like the system is rigged can be crushing, but engineers like you are exactly what we need to fight back. Start publishing tools, guides, and resources. GitHub pages with specs for running local LLMs, tips on model orchestration, and strategies to keep these tools in our hand. I like that answer, to be fair. If we democratize access to AI, we don't have to sell our souls and data to corporate giants. I think this is what we're really seeing, though. We're really seeing all these tools being like open source and available, which I think is great. It really does give power to like literally everyone. People, yeah, I mean, there's the people creating the models, and like as a small like individuals can't really create useful data sets probably. So you always require like these big, and like you can't have your own data centers and stuff, but you can use these tools for yourself. Anyway, I feel like I got distracted. We're talking about jobs, nursing. I mean, if you can deal with kids, sure. Personally, so AI is your collaborator, not your replacement. Work with it, not against it. I'm also considering a career change. I do data analytics. I'm sure my job will be replaced at some point. It's really hard to change careers though as you get older. Stressful times. Yeah, especially if you have commitments like kids and mortgage. Thanks. I'll DM you. I agree. Looking forward to hearing from you. Oh, DM me if you'd like to discuss more. I feel like I missed that part. Come to the dark side and farm. Farming isn't the dark side. There's nothing better than having worked on AI projects and bouncing to the exact opposite end of the spectrum. Yeah, I can imagine that. I feel like everyone has those days. If you work in tech, there's days where you just want to go and live in the countryside. Or work on a farm. Do something physical. The worst jobs, though, for me personally, because I've sort of had various jobs, are those jobs that are like physical, but they require just enough attention that you have to focus on it, but not enough to like mentally stimulate you. That's like for me the worst zone. personally. So with good physics and maths and willingness to make a big leap, electrical engineering with particular focus on data center construction might be the best shout. Probably. Yeah, get good at building data centers and planning them. Although I feel like even AIs would be able to do the planning part better. But maybe you can take the blame if it goes badly. So secondary teaching, sure. I mean, teaching's always good. I think the thing with teaching is there's going to be so much like legislation, government legislation, in my opinion. So those jobs will not go. I think they will require people working there. So I don't think that will change. Yeah, what else? Hey man, just taking. By the way, I know I do ramble, but you know, this is all live. This isn't like premeditated, as you can see. I just sort of see the comments for the first time and react. So sometimes I'll probably say stupid things. Just keep that in mind. Hey man, just taking a step back from what everyone is saying here, please maybe heavily consider you'll be long dead or probably 67 years before you need to worry about any of this. Probably true. Thanks, it's really hard to tell the difference between what you're reading and seeing and what is real. I know in my field I'm seeing AI design firms cropping up already. You have sympathies, you have my sympathies, yeah. Yeah, it really is just about what you're seeing in your real life. That's what it's about. What's happening actually around you? What's happening at your company? What's happening? Yeah. There's no point in like being panicked about these hypothetical things that are happening online and listening to like tweets from hype men and stuff like that. Why isn't a trade easily available for women? I would have thought that anyone, regardless of gender, could easily study and work a trade. We can. I could be an electrician, but have you spent time on a construction site? I've been harassed and catcalled, ignored. I couldn't find a bathroom on many sites. I also got laughed out of several internships interviews because they didn't believe I had the physical strength. That's fair. You know, if that's been their experience, then that's been their experience. What kind of engineer? While pure knowledge jobs will have significant exposure, yeah, I mean, no doubt there. Anything which is knowledge digital, it will probably require less people. What percentage of less people is difficult to know. In fact, impossible to know, I'd say. Anything that requires a person to be on location, which is still really common. You know, people go on sales trip, like go abroad all the time for like sales trips and stuff. People I know. So yeah, it could still be in sales. For example, for compliance inspections or compliance inspections. Combination of manual and mental skills. Likely will be more resilient as robotics is further out. You radically overestimate the threat of AI to skilled, creative, intellectual professions. I understand why people are worried though. Like, I think it's difficult to tell at the moment. I think we're at the pinnacle of hype, which is why people are worried. And I think it will come down. It will eliminate the near mindless root process, though. So if that's all you're good at, then yeah, maybe look into a career not even physical robots will bother with for a while. AI isn't replacing jobs; it's replacing how you perform them. Yeah. Specialist knowledge, oversight, control. I know where I work. We're still hiring plenty of people, and there's always people moving around to different projects, etc. Specialist knowledge, oversight, control. AI will not take over Key Stage 12 education. Education at that level is not about information availability, it's about student motivation. True that. I was not a very motivated student when I was young. That didn't really happen until I matured and was like 15, 16. Luckily, I then started to get interested in education. I don't see that being phased out anytime soon. You know what? I've been getting loads of adverts on Reddit about applying to police jobs. That's in the UK. Even if robots do start helping out on patrol, there'll be a lot of cities and areas that can't afford them. Event industry. Sure, that requires you to physically be there. I propose we do a Freaky Friday style switch. Cooking. Yeah, cooking's great. I feel like that's what I would do. If I ever just randomly quit, I'd be one of those people that's like, on MasterChef. It's like, oh, I spent 40 years as a software engineer and then decided actually my true passion was cooking. And I'll probably go out in the first round. But yeah. You may ask what you don't like about your career. Don't lose hope. If you hate the job, that's a different issue. I've had lots of jobs I hate. I really like my current job. Body parts, AI hasn't mastered. Hand and arm stuff. Wink. Two domains I find extremely critical for humanity are cybersecurity and AI risk defense pros. In the future, humans should still sit in front of these steering wheels. This is definitely true. If you're like, you're not going to want an... This is an interesting one. You're always going to have AI and counter AI. It's like attack and defense, you know? There's always going to be different countries, or bad actors, I should say, and good... Yeah, that probably requires still a lot of human sort of interfacing, I imagine. It's a tricky one. I would say I don't know enough about that field. Yeah. Because you'd think an AI would still be, you know, in quotation marks, an AI, I know that's such a generic term, would be able to find and defend against security risks probably better than a human, but yeah. Biotech. Restaurants, yeah. Although I know in Japan, what are these? Although they are manned, aren't they? Japan restaurant robots, but I think they're manned by people from home, actually. I've seen these. I don't think these are automated. I think they're actually remote controlled by people who are unable to physically go to work, but they man them from home. I might be wrong. Someone would have to correct me on that. I'm sure I've seen that somewhere. Engineering is one of the most adaptable skill sets ever. I've always thought, you know, whenever I've had interviews, I've always said sort of my skill set isn't any sort of language I know or anything I've done. It's just being able to learn and adapt. I think if you can learn and adapt, that's like the main skill you need. So you can do anything you want. You just need to be someone who's always learning and able to adapt. At the end of the day, if someone wants something and you can create that thing, then you should be sorted mostly. And you know what? I've never thought that I was like the best engineer ever, but I think if you ask me to like prototype you something and build something specific, I can just build it like really quickly. Where I think I could improve is I don't think I'm like the most best practice, super care about all the best practices type thing person. I'm always very much more of someone who just wants to get something built. I like to just build things as quickly as I can. Not that it's bad. It's just sort of, I guess that's just how I am. I don't like pondering on the details for too long. Probably didn't articulate that too well, but maybe you understood. AI will be a force multiplier, and hence people with deep expertise will do much better than bootcamp graduates. So focus on getting the fundamental knowledge and use AI to accelerate your tasks. Trump mentioned today that we will need really good waiters, sommelers and maitre d's, electrician or plumber. Get a master's library science. I'm the same as you, but a little older. Service industry will never die. People want people serving them. True. So, I don't know about never. But yeah, probably. It's a cultural thing. Cultures can shift. There's no sort of physical reason that this is true, but certainly I can't see anything changing massive. Yeah, I don't think it will be a long time. That's what I would say. It will be a long time. Cybersecurity. The other thing is like even like truck drivers, right? Everyone was talking about this a few years ago. Truck drivers are going to get replaced. Here's the thing. A lot of these trucks get bought for like 25 years. Those trucks, or 35 years. Or they want the return on investment, you know? So, I mean, I'm not saying it's a job that you can do forever, but certainly a lot of new trucks will be continued to be manned by the people they were bought, like, yeah. I'm hearing from friends that got a lot of junior level marketing roles have been replaced by AI. I can imagine junior level I think the problem is always this junior level. As you get better tools, you essentially have to be better. If the role of a junior, I don't know what a junior level marketing person does, but let's say their job is just to create an email campaign and send that out to lots of people. I could do that really quickly now with ChatGPT, and it'll probably be pretty good. And I can see why that's when it comes, but if at a high level you have to make decisions, you have to do presentations, you have to put forth ideas, etc. You're responsible for the growth. I can see how a lot of junior roles are. Juniors need to be better. I do think that's true. So it's an unfortunate truth, but I think it's true. But again, it depends on company culture as well. If companies realize that actually they need good people, they will still bring in juniors and make those juniors good and useful. I read a lot of these comments to be pretty bleak. If we were doomed with AI, why don't we just don't use it? That's never the case. Why don't we push for regulation so we have more choice in our career? The problem with this is, while I don't disagree with regulation, is it's always slow. Technology moves so much faster than government does. It's just a fact. I don't think the world will end. Well, wait, 89% of American companies are less than 20 employees. Yeah, most companies are small companies. Where are we at? I think we can probably leave it here, to be honest. You ask an AI. Ask an AI. That's the best answer yet. So let's just leave it there. You ask an AI what to do and leave it there.